My goal for this video is that by the time you're done watching it, you have a good understanding of the main differences between LVP and laminate wood flooring. Oh, and stay tuned to the end. I've actually floored both of these in my house, and I'm going to tell you which one I went with and liked more. Hey, so when I was deciding which flooring to put in my house, we were reflooring the entire house. It was carpet before. There's a variety of choices that we could make, and two of the ones that I had looked at, I didn't really know the difference between, and so I wanted to make this video to kind of make a distinction of these things, because there's a lot of terminology. Of course, we know what hardwood flooring is. Of course, maybe we know what linoleum. When you get to the plank flooring, there's just a lot of terms, and so there's LVP, which is luxury vinyl plank, and then there's, I don't even know if there's a acronym for it, but it's just laminate wood flooring. And these are two very different floorings, although they are very similar, especially after they're laid down. I just wish I had come across a video that had talked about these differences, so that's really why I wanted to make it. So the first difference is the material that it's made of. The material mainly being the core. So this is the LVP flooring, and so this is going to have a core that's PVC. It's going to be completely waterproof inherently, so I could take this plank and just drop it in a pool and it wouldn't swell or anything. Completely waterproof. So in that case, if you're doing it in a bathroom, this is definitely the type of plank you'd want to do it in. The material for laminate wood flooring is basically, a wood core, and it's really close to MDF, just a bunch of sawdust and a resin mixed together. And so this inherently is not waterproof. If I were to take this plank and drop it in a pool of water, it would eventually swell up over time. Now, it doesn't mean that the laminate wood flooring can't be waterproof at all. It can have joints that are water resistant, usually up to 24 hours. And so people, there's reviews and stuff where people have done tests. You put the joints together, they pour water on it, and it does a great job of holding water. Laminate wood flooring, a lot of people are saying, has had a pretty big comeback because of that technology, the waterproofing technology, over the years. That is the main difference as far as the material that it's made of. The next thing is the thickness. You probably could already tell, but the LVP is typically thinner than the laminate wood flooring. And so you can kind of see here, this one is really thin. This is probably on the thinner side, but usually anywhere between 4 and 8 millimeters is the thicknesses that you'll see. And for laminate wood flooring, it's going to be anywhere between 10 to 14 millimeters. So you can see how much thicker this is. And that's mainly because, my best guess would be the material that it's made of. If you were to make this, this MDF that thin, it would just break so easily. There's you've probably seen the YouTube channel, so that's how you do that. I got so much great tips for flooring from that channel, and I highly recommend it. He has great tests about how strong are the joints, are you able to bend it, and if it breaks off, you probably don't want to go with that type of flooring. Just good tests like that. And so the thickness does make a big difference. And so typically, the laminate wood flooring, those joints are normally a little bit better just because naturally they're thicker. Oh, one difference that the thickness does sort of make is kind of the way it feels. So with the LVP being a lot thinner, you normally it's going to kind of take on the same feel as your subfloor. So if it's concrete subfloor or a wooden subfloor, it's going to sort of take on that feel. With the thicker ones, the laminate wood flooring, especially if it's put over concrete, it's going to have a little more of a softer feel, a softer texture, just because it's thicker, it's made of wood, and it's just going to feel a little bit different when you walk on it. Okay, the next big difference is kind of the texture. So this is the front of it. So typically with LVP flooring, you have way more variety, design choices. This was like a wooden look, but they even make some that look like tile. LVP has a lot of choices. The only downside is, and this is just a matter of opinion really, so this is really up to you. People say it looks a little bit more fake. I kind of agree with that. I think that the laminate wood flooring, although there's a lot less kind of options out there right now, it looks really good. It really does a great job of mimicking the hardwood feeling. I think part of that maybe is just because it's actually made of wood as well. So if you're really caring about more of an authentic wooden look, that might be the option for you. And then the last thing is price. And the truth is that anywhere between 99 cents to $8 per square foot, both of these you can find that range for. In general, from all the floorings I've looked at, typically what you'll see is that the laminate wood flooring is just a little bit cheaper than the LVP. And I think part of it, a lot of people say, is that the LVP a lot of times is, I don't know if it's made in China or across seas, it's got to get shipped. It's just, because of all that, it's more expensive. A lot of these laminate wood floorings are actually made in the United States. Okay, so those are pretty much the main differences between these two. I actually have laid both of these in my house. So the flooring I decided to go with the rest of my house was the laminate wood flooring. And I'm gonna have another video where I talk about that. I just wanted to let you know that this is the one I went with. There's a variety of reasons, but I'm gonna have a video talking about my experiences of when I installed both of these floorings and why I decided that the laminate wood flooring was the best decision for me.